January 2024, Tenerife Island in the middle of the ocean. We, me, and this maniac behind the camera were thinking of you because we said, look, these people need to know all the truth. So today we're gonna unfold together, giving you value from this island, my full and entire story, from the beginning till now. This is the fucking life. It's always beautiful to show the mess before the message. And as I tend to share the messages in life and on my social media, and I understand when people judge, when people don't understand, when people want to know more. That's why we were here. We said we need to provide some value to the community. What should we share with the people? What should we give people to something to eat today? Because we're not eating, we're in fasting mood. It's been today the second day of no eating, and my brain is working. I said, did I ever in my entire social media career gave and shared people knowledge about my full story? And I said, no. That's why, dudes and folks, today, that's what we're gonna do. Share you every single year with the mess and a message so that you can think of yourself, your story, your path, knowing that it's gonna be different for sure, but the extractions are gonna be very similar because everyone needs to pay the dinner. And when I say pay the dinner, I don't mean pay the dinner. It's a metaphor to say everyone needs to pay the price. Whatever path, whatever life, whatever background you have, everyone has to go through the same shit, one day or the other. 2016, let's start from the beginning. 2016 is the year my mom introduced me to the world of entrepreneurship. So imagine my mom, after 2 years of coming back home and sharing ideas and sharing books about, personal development and growth and financial education and stuff, she finally got me to an event of 14,000 people where I went against my will, let's say, and after going there, I realized there was a world that I didn't know. So finally in 2016, I received the answer of what do I want to do in life? And from that moment forward, basically what happens is, it's pretty simple. I started dreaming. I started realizing that I could live a certain life, because that's what I think majority of people are stuck in. They don't know it's possible. And so your mind, it's not moved, it didn't grow in dimension, and so it's still in the same dimension of everyone else. But when the first time you set your mind to a bigger frame, you set your mind to a bigger future, then it never goes back to the same dimension. So 2016 is my dream year because it's where I didn't make any money. Actually, I made $517 in 4 months, but I realized, and the realization, it is what it's required to succeed. In this foggy day in Tenerife, now I'm drinking my hot water with lemon, some vitamin C to be strong. I was thinking about 2017 because 2016, okay, I just started in September 2016 thanks to my mom, and then But 2017, what happened then? Then I remember vividly, I was to this New Year's feast, New Year's party with my friends. It's still the friends of my old companionship, old fellowship. So it was the people who never actually believed in me from that moment onward, who never supported me, but I was still with them because I was thinking, I can change my life, but maintaining everything that I like it is. Never happened. From the January 2017, I started hustling like never before because I realized I didn't understand the compensation plan. I didn't understand how money worked. I didn't understand anything. So basically, for the entire 2017, I made approximately no money. Just a few months of 2017, I made some grants. And if I look backward, the person I am today, the grit I have, the courage I have, the discipline I have, comes from 2017. In that year, I realized what is hard work. So I can define that here, hard work. And especially, let me tell you something. I decided to change my life in 2017. Why? Because in 2016, I had dreams. And I was just, daydreaming. And I was just thinking of yachts in 2 years and Lamborghinis and whatever. In 2017, I faced the fear. I faced the reality. I faced the fact that it's freaking harder than you expect. And in fact, in 2017, I really decided. Why? Because during the time span where I did no money, I was happy. Why? Because I saw myself growing. And that was the click. And that was the tipping point. Because I said, wow, if I'm happy doing this business and doing an entrepreneurial, venture, even though I'm not making money, just because I'm growing and I'm feeling alive, this is the tick. Boom, 2018. 2018, it's one of those years that I remember very vividly. Why? Because it was an immersion in hard work, but hopefully and finally with benefits. I started making my first, let's say, 10,000 in 1 month. And maybe another month, 5,000, then 7,000, And you start making not these revenues, these profits. So it was like net profit, net income. Wow, you start just seeing it in an exponential dimension, and you're like, wow, so what if I'm making this after 2 years, 2 years and a half? What is it gonna happen in 5 years, 7 years, 8 years? That, by the way, it's what I'm living right now. So I wasn't wrong, I was right. But still, I expected less problems, issues, and things to tackle and stuff. So 2018, I call it the student year because I studied so much, I bought so many books, I met so many people, I studied so many dynamics, and I was into the game. For real, guys, so many of you watching this video, you think it's been easier than it was, and you think I worked less than I worked, and you think, in my first 2 years of business, I lost 8 kilograms. I wasn't eating, I was just doing events, presenting the business, presenting the opportunity, presenting the company. I was just in front of people all day, all night, shaking hands, inviting people to my house. That was the year I made money. I realized I could make money. I could make it exponentially, but at the same time, I was a student. I was a student of the game, and I was finally saying, shit, I'm making money. Now it's time to tenfold, not time to 10 less. You know what I mean? Let's go. 2019, probably the worst years in business. Why? Because I had expectations, because I was a newbie, because life hit me strong. So basically what happened in 2019 is the entire business collapsed. I see so many people today that they don't understand what's their edge. They don't understand how I can catch people like me. They don't understand how I can catch people like, not just me, but certain people around the globe. I am who I am today because of the suffering I received in 2019. I am who I am today because in 2019, I had to build everything up again. So many people got lucky. So many people in the first year, 2 years, 3 years, they make good amount of money based on also on the effort they put in. I was putting in so much effort. I was losing so many kilograms. I was not eating. I was shaking hands. I was doing everything. I was reading books, everything. I was investing every penny in my business. And still, I made $1,500 a month before taxes in my third, whatever, year of business. Can you believe? So that's why I know why I'm here today. That's why so many of you got lucky, but you're gonna pay your dinner one day or the other. So before we jump into 2020, the realization I want to give you is how many people stopped the process when they didn't see quick money. how many people said, maybe this business doesn't work. Maybe I have to look into another industry. Maybe I need to look into another person. Maybe I need to look into another whatever. I didn't. I was enough naive in 2016 to believe the words other people told me. I was enough naive. That's how I name myself, naive. And so I stick to it. I went through it. I didn't just try to overcome jumping or walking around. I went through the pain, I went through the suffering, and I jumped into 2020, where in 2020 I really definitely put a stamp on the fact that I changed my life. Because in 2020, the pandemic hit, I always kept the rhythm very high, I always kept studying, I always knew that one day my income would match my person, you know? Because I read this Jim Rohn book called The Puzzle of Life. I think it was 2017 when I read that, one of my first books. And that book, it's all highlighted, it's all underlined. That book really changed my life. That's why I have a tattoo on my arm that states a sentence that he says. And I knew that the income is a reflection of the person you are. This is very basic, I know, but so many people forget the basics while they go on in the process. I didn't. So even though I wasn't making money, I said, am I growing? Yes. Am I increasing my skills? Yes. Am I learning new things? Yes. Am I understanding the dynamic of the business more? Yes. And so I stick to the plan. And basically what happened in 2020, COVID hit, there's a new opportunity coming up, I take the opportunity and I pick a company and I scale that company to another level and I start making 20,000 a month, 30,000 a month, 40,000 a month. And in that year, I approximately close to $500,000 income, net income, okay? So, and I also moved to Dubai, you know, for lots of reasons. So my life in 2020 really took a hit. So after basically 4 years of business, you know, you start getting to know other people in other industries, other top performer, other thought leaders, and you realize, you know, you realize, you compare, you get to know, you think thoroughly of all the situation, all the businesses, all the opportunities, because at the end, when you start making good money, which is let's say 30,000 net income, I underline this many times, a month or 50, you know, of course, you start getting to know new people, new environments, and you feel poor again. So you understand that every level has new monsters, new challenges, new people, new enemies, and that you need to play this game carefully. So when you have no money, all you desire is money. When you have money, you understand that money is not the only motivator. It's still a big motivator for me, but it's not absolutely the main motivator. So I jump into 2021 after all the successes of 2020, and I start strong. And in February 2021, for the first time ever in my life, I reached $63,000 in my pocket in 1 month. And as I was already tax-free, that's a good money, you know, that's good money, and you can invest that money and you can start understanding the markets, the financial markets, how to preserve money, how to multiply money, and you enter into that space also because you're seeing so many people going up and then falling down. And so I understood in 2021 the game is not about making it once. The game is about to continue to make it, you know, to continuously making it. And that brings me to so many breakthroughs. I play in a different role. I play with my health. I play to last for a long-term relationship with the business. And at the beginning, so many people ask me, how did you manage your health? And I didn't manage it at all. I lost 8 kilograms in my first 2 years. And then that was messy. I was smoking in 2019. Imagine I stopped smoking in 2019. So I finally get rid of those nicotines in my body, of those chemicals negative to my performance at the end. So I get into more performance. Imagine that today I have a personal doctor that trains me and teaches me and guides me through what are the things I need to take in order for me to get to a higher performance. And this doctor trains and teaches to football players in Italy, famous ones. So I am today a maniac of my health, but in 2021 is where I realized I wanted to get into that. And I also start traveling international. So I started making friends with Daniel G and Jesse Lee and other people, you know, and Daniel, and I start opening myself to an international field. that it's always been my comparison at the end. I never compared myself to the Italian market, ever, and I still don't do it today. Why? There's so many reasons, but the easy one is that it's too small for me. My mindset brings me to think big time, brings me to think in a huge dimension. So in 2021, it's where I finally step into that atmosphere. And in May 2021, I decide to change my life another time, because real people, they don't change life when it's New Year's Eve. They don't change life when it's their birthday. They change life when they decide to, and there's no right time to do that. So in May 2021, I say, look, you know what? I'm gonna go to Mexico 3 weeks alone. And there, I said, I'm gonna learn Spanish. And then I said, this is gonna be a breakthrough, because I need a breakthrough. I need to skyrocket into the moon, into the stratosphere. I need to make everyone eat my dirt, Like I said, I need to level up here. And in my place in Italy, doing tours, so many events, there was not my level up. So I said, let me go to Mexico. And from that moment onward, when I came back to my home city, Torino, I was never the same. So what happened, easily talking, is that I never stopped traveling. So from May 2021, now it's January 2024, it's been a ride. It's been almost 3 years, 3 years that I have been traveling non-stop. So if you're asking, okay, Giorgio, but where do you live? I have a base in Italy, I have a base in Dubai, but I travel. I don't own a car, I don't own anything. I just travel, and make money in any digital way as possible. And one day I will set somewhere where I'm finding so far. In 2022, I become a millionaire officially. So it means that I have more than 1 million in liquidity, invested in different assets. People ask me always, wow, how could you do that? How could you do that? Because in 2022, I overcame $1 million in income, personal income, through different industries. So not just the network marketing industry, not just the sales industry, but I also start investing wisely. And I also start moving my money correctly, but always underrated by everyone. Always very calmly living, always living under my means, always quiet. The industry, the world, the social media wasn't hitting yet. And not everyone was knowing me. Not that today everyone knows me. Of course, I'm very low key. I love to be low key, but at the same time, of course, the momentum, the traction started hitting. So I was wondering last night how much it took me to get to 131,000 in 3 years and a half, and how short it took me to get to become a millionaire, And I always try to compress knowledge to share, but at the end, I cannot. I cannot tell you all the things that happened in 2022, because there are too many events of 3,000 people, magic guest speakers. I got invited to Miami to speak. I start speaking international, to jump into 2023, where is the year where I really took off. In 2023, I took more than 90 freaking flights, can you believe? I was basically more on flights than sleeping. I was sleeping on flights. And I had to manage how to work traveling the world. I had to manage how to work the different time zones. I had to manage different teams in different countries. I had to manage how to protect your money, multiply your money, make more money, stay fit, stay healthy, eat properly, take care of your intimate life, and your parents, of course, your family. I have one brother and one sister, so it's been a ride, and I just love it. I cannot tell you how much I love this game. I'm in love with this game. I had to find mentors, and I had to pay for memberships and mentorship, and I started giving mentorships, paid mentorship and consulting calls with entrepreneurs of any field, because I am not just in one field, but I teach to many fields. I mean, you can see through my thrilling emotions how fired up I am, how grateful I am for 2023. In 2023, I killed almost 2 million in personal income. Plus, I'm always planting the seeds. That's what people don't understand. Like, I plant seeds while I'm harvesting the old creations. I'm always planting the seed. Like, I firmly think that in 2024, as I told you at the beginning, I will do minimum time 5 to my income in 2023. So you can make your own calculations, and you can understand how much money I make and how little money some people who pretend a lot they make. I was listening to some YouTube videos here and there sometimes, and you realize that people think that making $1 million a month, it's a lot. Making $1 million a month is the base. It's the base for a serious entrepreneur. So ask yourself a question, are you a serious entrepreneur or are you just playing around in this beautiful place? What are you doing? Just watching this video, or you're gonna make $1 million a month, $1 million a year, $1 million whatever in 2 years, $500,000 a year. What are your goals? So mine are big, and that's how I always played this game. To win, I never played to participate. I always played to make a lot of money, to help people, to impact people, and always to give before receiving. And I've been patient enough to not make money for a long period of time and to suffer and to build myself, because now I know how worthy am I. I know today. So many people, you've been too lucky to make money so quickly that now you don't know the worth of money and the worth of sacrifice. So I wish you that this video is gonna give you a small overview over my last 8 years of career. This 2024 is gonna be the craziest, and actually let me tell you, 2025 and 2026 are gonna be the real deal. I already know that, and I wanna give you the perspective that minimum 10-15 years is the span of time you need to think of. So think properly, think long term, and think of building yourself, and don't count the money you make, count the inputs you give, count the people you have, count what you deposit. Don't ask for anything back. Funny to say now that I earn the same money minimum every single month. It's that in my first 3 years and a half of business, I've made $131,000 before taxes. So if you make your calculations, it's a shitty income on average monthly. And even worse, when I was, building the business pre-COVID, because it was still 2019, the business expenses were really high. So it's not like today that maybe you can work online, you have all the systems set up. Back then, it was events and meetings and gasoline and parking payments, and it was expensive, much more than it is today. And so you can make your calculations. From September 2016 to February 2020, I have made $131,000 before taxes. So you can make a calculation, so you can understand how much money I made in my first 3.5 years of business. And then I'm gonna show you from 2020 what changed.